Akira is loser and working as slave in his company engrossed in a zombie show, wishing his own life could be as exciting. Anime begin with Akira securing a position in the production department 3 years ago, a job he had always aspired to have. Just before his meeting with Kosugi, the department chief, Akira accidentally collides with Saori, an employee from the accounting department. Saori kindly provides Akira with some insights into the business and wishes him luck on his first day. Following his initial day at work, Akira attends a company gathering at a bar. They inquire about Akira's college experience and other topics. While at the bar, Akira notices Saori and resolves to make a positive impression on her by working diligently. Unexpectedly, everyone's demeanor undergoes a transformation, and they become mindless worker drones. Akira notices their peculiar behavior in the workplace and wonders about the cause. Despite enduring numerous sleepless nights on the job, Akira returns home feeling exhausted. Despite the lack of rest, he remains determined to give it his all. Akira is informed about the company's employee-friendly policies, including annual paid vacations, anniversary leave, and mental health days. However, Akira sarcastically highlights other aspects of the job that are far from reality. A year goes by, and Kosugi assigns Akira a task to be completed within a week since Takahashi is temporarily unavailable. Satori kindly brings Akira some food as he has been working nonstop, even past his lunch break. Akira jokingly mentions that Satori is the only one keeping him sane, but later discovers she is actually the CEO's mistress, which changes his perspective. Despite the absence of Satori as a motivation, Akira wonders why he continues working for the production company. He contemplates finding another job but realizes he may not have the time and doesn't want to burden his team. As he enters his third year, Akira becomes increasingly stressed to the point where he contemplates suicide. Seeking solace, he watches TV shows discussing workplace etiquette and the importance of worker safety and well-being. Once again, Akira wakes up feeling sleep-deprived. He notices a reminder letter on his door regarding an unpaid fee for his bike space. Akira decides to discuss the matter with the building manager, but he receives no response and finds the manager's door open. To his surprise, the manager has turned into a zombie. Suddenly, Akira finds himself being chased by an army of zombies, questioning the unfolding events. After making the most of his newfound free time. Additionally, he expresses concern for Satori's well-being but admits that he would rather face being devoured by zombies than keep his feelings for her concealed. Arriving at Satori's apartment, he realizes that his boss has turned into a zombie. Akira takes the opportunity to inform his boss about his resignation, utilizing his rugby skills to tackle him out of the window, resulting in his demise. Noticing Satori's transformation into a zombie, Akira bravely declares his love for her. Subsequently, Akira ventures out at night to visit a store, reflecting on the direction he wants his life to take. The episode concludes with Akira entering the store, purchasing a Sharpie and a notebook, and transforming it into a... Akira wakes up from a nightmare and realizes he doesn't have to go to work because of the zombie apocalypse. While enjoying himself by drinking beer and tidying up his home, a news reporter is shown reporting on the chaos caused by the zombie apocalypse, but she gets attacked and perishes. After witnessing this, Akira briefly ponders his situation before the thought of having more beer comes to mind. Unfortunately, Akira runs out of beer, so he reluctantly leaves his home to get more. On a nearby balcony, a couple who haven't turned into zombies yet spot Akira hanging around one of their poles. He explains his situation and plans to them, promising to bring them some supplies after his trip to the store. At the store, Akira notices a girl drinking water. While grabbing beer, he tries to exchange numbers with her. However, she refuses and reprimands him for risking his life for beer. She makes it clear that she wouldn't team up with someone who doesn't have their priorities straight. Ignoring her comments, Akira faces a group of zombies entering the store. In a surprising turn of events, she grabs Akira and saves him from a truck crashing into the store to eliminate the zombies. Akira expresses gratitude, but he realizes that his bike has been damaged by the truck's impact. Finding a motorcycle, Akira uses it to return to the Kosaka's place, the couple he encountered earlier. Unfortunately, their home is covered in blood and severely damaged, leading him to realize they are either dead or turned into zombies. Feeling disheartened, he goes back home and contemplates his life. He retrieves his bucket list and begins crossing off 33 items before going to bed. We are then taken to a flashback featuring the girl Akira met at the store. She is working out and listening to the emergency broadcast on her radio. Attempting to contact the LA station, she receives no response. So, she spends time jotting down activities to avoid turning into a zombie. With her binoculars, she analyzes the different types of zombies outside and takes notes. Eventually, she leaves her home to gather essential supplies, but feels tempted to indulge in one of her favorite desserts, Sakura Machi. Suddenly, Akira enters the store, singing his beer song, and we see the situation from the girl's perspective through the camera on her bike. She spots the car before it collides with the store. After returning home, she reviews the footage and notices Akira just before he entered the building. She wonders if she should have gotten the Sakura Machi at the store. In the bustling atmosphere of Club Showtime, Sho and other staff managers find themselves defending their establishment from a horde of zombies. Meanwhile, Akira is resolute in his determination to locate his friend Kensho. Rewinding a few hours back, we find Akira attempting to check off an item from his bucket list, growing a beard. Regrettably, this endeavor doesn't go as planned. Amidst his facial hair experiment, Akira's phone receives a series of message notifications notifying him that the Wi-Fi has been restored. This prompts him to reflect on how he hadn't had the time to check his messages for the past 3 years, resulting in an overwhelming influx of unanticipated messages. While going through his list, he stumbles upon Kensho's name. Fueled by the belief that Kensho is still alive, Akira becomes resolute in his mission to find him. Simultaneously, Kensho is struggling to survive in Club Showtime, confined to the bondage room and faced with a perilous encounter with a zombie. Akira reaches out to Kensho by phone and assures him that they will meet at Shinjuku, despite Kensho's warnings. During his journey to Shinjuku, Akira takes a moment to acquaint the audience with details about Kensho, a popular college student, Akira's closest friend, and a partygoer, who later became a successful real estate agent. Although Akira was at times irritated by Kensho's advice to leave his exploitative job, he remains unwavering in his commitment to save his friend. In the climax, as Sho succumbs to the zombies, the noise draws their attention away. Kensho seizes this opportunity and escapes the room, eventually running into Akira. Expressing remorse for not having listened to Kensho and being envious of his success, Akira sincerely apologizes. They are then chased to the rooftop by the pursuing zombies. With a daring move, Akira jumps to a nearby building and urges Kensho to follow suit. However, Kensho reveals that he had never been fond of his job and had been merely putting on a show all these years. His true passion lies in becoming a stand-up comic, and Akira wholeheartedly encourages him to pursue it by quitting his job. Kensho takes a leap of faith, successfully making it across to the other building, shedding his clothes along the way. Later that night, as they talk on the rooftop, Kensho and Akira sleeping on the rooftop, and the camera pans to a close-up of Akira's bucket list, signifying the journey that lies ahead for both friends. Akira was engrossed in playing a video game centered around zombies, while Kensho took on the role of chef, preparing a meal for both of them on the rooftop. In a light-hearted banter, Kensho teased Akira about his dating life but wished him good luck. As Akira continued with his game, Kensho took a peek at Akira's bucket list. Despite Akira's suggestion that he should create his own list, Kensho decided to add some items to Akira's list, emphasizing his commitment to being there for Akira after saving him from a near-death experience. Akira then proposed a trip to Ikeburo to purchase a widescreen television, a request tied to one of his bucket list goals. During their conversation, Kensho shared his aspiration of becoming a stand-up comedian with Akira, causing Akira to contemplate his own dreams. Their journey took an unexpected turn when they encountered a truck driven by a zombie. Akira skillfully navigated through a series of zombie-related obstacles, leading them to take refuge in an underground section of a shopping mall, where they encountered other survivors. These survivors, however, did not share the same optimism as Akira and Kensho about the zombie apocalypse. Recognizing an opportunity to fulfill one of Akira's bucket list items, Akira and Kensho decided to engage with the female survivors they had encountered. The girls, named Reika, Maki, and Yukari, introduced themselves as flight attendants, much to the delight of Kensho and Akira. Akira pondered how he could make their experience better, given the grim circumstances created by the zombies. Observing Kensho's success with one of the attendants, Akira resorted to a humorous stunt involving tequila to make one of the other girls laugh. Akira's plan succeeded, and all the girls burst into laughter. However, Akira had to retreat to the restroom to deal with the effects of the tequila. During his absence, Yukari checked on him. Meanwhile, Kensho and Maki explored a store together. Reika expressed her dissatisfaction with life, But their time took a dark turn when the man they were with turned into a zombie and attacked her. The situation alarmed Kensho and Maki. On the other hand, Yukari confided in Akira, sharing her concerns about her career and revealing that she had a boyfriend. Maki and Kensho encountered a zombified Reika, and a gruesome incident unfolded as Maki lost her life. Kensho had to defend himself by using Reika's suitcase as a weapon. Meanwhile, Yukari and Akira had a heart-to-heart conversation about their career dilemmas. Akira realized that despite his initial dreams of working in the production industry, his current journey had made him realize that his dream was not truly his own. In the midst of their conversation, the man who had been with them earlier arrived and attacked Yukari. Akira managed to fend him off, but it became apparent that Yukari had been infected. Despite Akira's efforts, Yukari urged him to leave her behind, confessing her love for her job despite her misgivings. Akira reluctantly departed and encountered Kensho, who had successfully procured an 8K widescreen television. As they made their escape from the area and returned to their hideout, Akira reflected on the words of Kensho and Yukari. He decided to add a new item to his bucket list to remember his childhood dream. Akira resuming his game of playing a zombie-themed video game. Kensho was busy checking the latest news about the outbreak, while Akira was engrossed in the same zombie-themed video game he had been playing in the past few days. Kensho shared some information with Akira about how the self-defense force had isolated certain areas in Hokkaido, and that some villages had sealed off access tunnels. Akira took some comfort in the thought that his family might be safe since they were in Gunma. In a somewhat surprising move, Kensho decided to dye his hair yellow. During a conversation, Akira confided in Kensho about his desire to become a superhero who fights zombies, a dream from his childhood. Akira even added this superhero aspiration to his bucket list. To make this dream a reality, Akira and Kensho embarked on a trip to the aquarium. Inside the aquarium, they ventured into its backrooms, where Akira stumbled upon a random shark suit in a locker. With some creativity in the use of spray paint, he transformed it into his very own superhero costume. In a flashback, Akira had mentioned to Kensho his desire to use a shark suit as his costume since it was designed to protect humans from shark bites. Back in the present, a female survivor from episode 2 rushed past Akira and entered the aquarium with a group of people. Akira saw an opportunity to impress her by taking on the pursuing zombies. However, he underestimated the pain of zombie bites and had to call on Kensho for assistance. Unfortunately, Kensho could only watch as there was only one shark suit available. Nonetheless, Akira managed to defeat the zombies by tossing them into a nearby lake. Much to his disappointment, he noticed that the girl did not seem impressed by his actions. Akira later rejoined Kensho and the other survivors. Kensho encouraged him to approach the girl he had been trying to impress. Akira introduced himself, and the girl analyzed his behavior, questioning his motives for helping others. While she acknowledged Akira's effort, she raised concerns about the risks he was taking and how it could endanger those close to him. These remarks left Akira deep in thought about his actions. Suddenly, a loud banging sound grabbed everyone's attention. Akira and Kensho investigated and encountered a shark with 2 humans trapped inside it. As they fled from the pursuing shark and ran into more zombies, the girl pointed out an emergency exit. They all made a dash for it, but the girl pushed aside Akira's crush. Akira realized she was missing and decided to go back to save her from the shark. She questioned his determination to follow through on things, leaving Kensho feeling helpless as he couldn't do much to assist. The girl proposed a plan to defeat the shark, splitting up to execute their respective roles. While the girl handled her part, Akira confronted the shark alone. The shark initially overwhelmed him, but Kensho's clever distraction gave Akira the courage to face the shark head-on. The girl tossed batteries to Akira, enabling him to deliver an electrifying blow to the shark. After a fierce battle, Akira was able to check off his superhero dream from his bucket list. Kensho took the opportunity to ask the girl why she hadn't joined the other survivors. She explained that she preferred not to be part of large groups anymore. Upon spotting Akira's bucket list, she remarked on the irony of their different goals. Before parting ways, Akira inquired about her future plans, and she expressed her desire to travel to a safe and sustainable place. She shared her contact information with Akira, revealing her name to be Shizuka Mikazuki. Akira and Kensho were admiring expensive watches when they returned to their hideout. Unfortunately, they were met with a power outage and water shortage. In this moment of uncertainty, Akira gazed at the night sky, reminiscing about his hometown, Gunma. It was then that Kensho suggested they pay a visit to see if Akira's parents had survived. Taking this idea seriously, Kincho and Akira carefully packed for their journey and set off for Gunma. During the drive, Akira expressed his desire to acquire an RV to simplify their trip. They arrived at an RV show, where they unexpectedly encountered Shizuka again. Akira extended an invitation for her to join their journey, but she declined due to her lack of a driver's license. Upon learning of Shizuka's license issue, Akira and Kincho emphasized the potential risks of her driving an RV without experience, attempting to convince her to come along. While they contemplated the vast selection of RVs, Shizuka sought one that would suit their needs. Despite Akira and Kincho's initial suggestion of a luxurious RV, Shizuka found it inadequate. However, Kincho proposed selecting an RV that aligned with their preferences. In the midst of their decision-making, they unintentionally attracted the attention of numerous zombies. To evade the impending danger, they hastily hopped into a random RV and sped away. Shizuka voiced her belief that a virus had caused the zombie outbreak and that developing a vaccine could be a solution. Suddenly, they encountered a spike strip obstacle that led to Kincho injuring himself, as he had been riding a motorcycle. To their surprise, they crossed paths with a rival faction led by Chief Kosugi, Akira's former team leader from his workplace. Kosugi was astonished that Akira had survived and offered them shelter at his truck shop, complete with food, spare tires, and other necessities. While Akira was grateful for the offer, he couldn't ignore the strange feeling in his chest after reuniting with the person who had made his life difficult. Kosugi, however, had ulterior motives. He insisted that Akira and his friends work for him for 2 days and used the threat of zombies to coerce compliance. Kosugi provided Akira with a rundown of his tasks while Shizuka tended to Kincho's wounds. She worried that Kosugi might find a way to extend Akira's duties beyond the agreed 2 days. The following day, Akira diligently attended to his work, noticing the overall sense of misery among the people around him. In a small act of kindness, he secretly stored some beer to share with them later. When Kosugi caught wind of this, he initially questioned the wasteful use of electricity. However, his stance shifted when his colleagues decided to throw a welcoming party for Akira and his friends. They left, and Akira observed how Kosugi was using zombies as if they were mere tools. In another scene, Kincho and Shizuka discussed Akira's situation further, pondering why he endured Kosugi's torment. A brief flashback shed light on Shizuka's own past, explaining how deeply Kosugi's actions had scarred Akira. Young Shizuka has taken in a stray puppy she found on the street, but her father strongly opposes her caring for it, believing that it's not a good idea to nurture the vulnerable. In the present, Kosugi fulfills his promise to host a welcoming party for his associates, with Shizuka observing from a distance. While Akira grapples with his role as a waiter for Kosugi's group, Kosugi instructs Shizuka to pour him a drink. He pours her some beer and makes inappropriate remarks towards her. Kosugi beckons Akira over and requests another beer. Akira inadvertently hands him an empty bottle, leading to Kosugi's outburst. Meanwhile, Shizuka reflects on her past, which revolved around her father, a ruthless financier, and her struggle to live up to his high expectations. Shizuka once had a dog named Rue in her room, and when she eventually healed Rue, she confided in her father about her dream of becoming a doctor. However, her father dismissed the idea due to financial concerns and had Rue put down. We are shown a series of snapshots from Shizuka's life, illustrating her compliance with her father's orders. Despite her grievances, Shizuka believes that obeying him is necessary for her survival. After more confrontation with Akira, Kosugi implies that Akira would be better off working for him than attempting to survive in the apocalypse with his friends. Shizuka reminisces about another moment from her past when her father pointed out less fortunate individuals and urged her to continue following his directives. She realized that obeying her father's orders only served his own interests. Returning to the RV, Shizuka discovers Akira's bucket list, adds an item to it, and informs Kosugi that she, Kincho, and Akira will be leaving after the agreed 2 days. However, Akira surprises them by deciding to stay with Kosugi, feeling that he owes him for their help. Before departing, Shizuka confesses the truth about Kosugi's ulterior motives to Akira, revealing that he had opened her eyes to the situation. She hands Akira his bucket list and asks him what he truly desires. We catch a glimpse of what Shizuka added to the list the previous night. She wants Akira to confront Kosugi. Kosugi attempts to sabotage Akira's bucket list, but Akira protects it. Akira expresses gratitude for Kosugi's assistance but informs him of his decision to part ways. Kosugi insists that Akira won't survive outside, but Akira chooses to take his chances with his friends rather than continue working as a mindless servant for Kosugi's benefit. One of Kosagi's men returns with a truck loaded with supplies, but a zombie inside the vehicle bites him, causing chaos. Akira quickly devises a plan, enlisting the help of the delivery team. He rescues Kosagi from becoming zombie food, and the delivery team forms a barrier around them. After a dramatic escape, the people who worked under Kosagi decide to quit, leaving him behind as they depart. Kira, Kincho, and Shizuka heading to Gunma in search of Akira's family. While still on the road to Gunma, Akira, Shizuka, and Kincho take a moment to fulfill item number 27 on the bucket list, practicing paddleboard yoga on a river. Once they have finished, they continue their journey, with Akira saying they should be in Gunma in an hour. Just as he does, however, they come across a truck that has skidded off the road due to a flat tire and is now surrounded by zombies. Akira promptly changes into a shark suit, intending to fight off the zombies and save the driver. While he is making his superhero introduction, however, the door suddenly kicks open, and a red samurai jumps out. As the trio watch in shock, the samurai proceeds to slay all the zombies using a spear, katanas, and a bow and arrow. Once finished, the samurai unmasks, revealing herself to be an ordinary German woman named Beatrix Ammerhauser. She thanks the trio for the distraction that allowed her to get the upper hand. While they are too dumbfounded to speak, Beatrix introduces herself, saying that she is a German woman in love with Japanese culture. She worked through college with the intention of taking a trip through Japan upon graduating, only for the outbreak to hit just as she landed in Narita. However, she chose to continue anyways, acquiring the samurai gear, which she is self-taught and skill-wise. To protect herself, Akira finds coolers of fish in her truck, and Beatrix explains that she intends to deliver it to Takasaki. Thinking it is for survivors, Kincho and Shizuka are about to agree, but when Akira asks her directly, she reveals that she has been in contact with the last surviving sushi chef and wants him to cook authentic sushi for her with the fish, as he promised to make her some if she could bring fish herself. Kincho and Shizuka are immediately put off, only for Akira to agree to help her, in large part due to pigging out at a sushi restaurant being number 7 on the bucket list. Kincho and Shizuka begrudgingly agree in order to save the sushi chef, whom Beatrix has not heard from in 3 days. When they get to Takasaki, they find zombies all throughout the numerous alleys. Shizuka comes up with a plan to dispatch them all at once. Kincho first lures the zombies into a specific alleyway, at which point blocks the path with a truck to barricade them. The 4 then drop bottles of alcohol on them, intending to set the zombies on fire. However, the matches don't light, and the zombies soon overcome the barrier. After a brief moment of despair, Akira and Beatrix dispatch the zombies by the RV while Kincho and Shizuka lure the zombies away with music, then throw Molotov cocktails onto them to set the fire and incinerate them. The group eventually find the sushi chef, who is alive and well. He happily makes them tons of sushi, which they all find delicious to the point where Beatrix, having achieved her dream, breaking down into tears. As likely the last customers, the chef lets them eat the last of the stock and help him escape, while Beatrix joins the group permanently. Continuing their journey, the group comes upon a hot spring resort town, which they all crave as they all have not bathed in days, and because relaxing in a hot spring is number 16 on the bucket list. The group admires the town, with Beatrix going on and on about hot spring history. When she brings up the only thing hot springs were fables to be unable to cure is love sickness, Akira finds himself looking at Shizuka and offhandedly mentions how it would be a good place for couples. He also mentions how a girlfriend would be a good person to share his experiences with and even motivate him to do work. However, Shizuka, remembering a time her father prevented her from seeing a boy in high school, coldly states that dating is a waste of time with minimal reward, leaving Akira disappointed. The group finds the men's open-air hot spring, and the boys immediately jump in. However, Beatrix discovers the women's hot spring has lost all its hot water, leaving them unable to bathe anywhere but the men's bath, much to Akira and Kincho's delight. Shizuka refuses, but Beatrix obliged, reasoning that men and women used to bathe all the time. Before she can, however, zombies emerge from the bath. They chase the group away from the resort and up a mountain, trapping them. As night falls, the group falls asleep waiting. Akira ends up waking up in the middle of the night and decides to look for some water. He ends up finding a natural hot spring in the middle of the mountains and promptly jumps in. However, he ends up discovering Shizuka already in there. Thinking he is perving on her, Shizuka demands he leave, but eventually relents when she realizes he is only interested in the hot spring. As they sit together, Shizuka apologizes for her earlier comments about love. She explains that the rigidity her father constantly put on her impacted her ability to hear other opinions, and when she heard Akira continue to give opinions so openly, she got a bit jealous and lashed out. Akira responds by saying that she is being surprisingly open, and Shizuka muses that if she were to fall in love, she would want it to be with someone she can be similarly open with. However, both of them quickly realize this sounds like a confession, but before the romantic tension can proceed, Kincho and Beatrix arrive and assume they absconded to the hot spring to hook up. They promptly jump into the hot spring themselves to experience it.